Published, 6:10 Eastern Standard Time, the 31st of December 2017. Updated, 7:22 Eastern Standard Time, the 31st of December 2017. A Briton jailed in Egypt for theft has revealed the horrendous conditions inside a jail where he believes fellow Brit Laura Plummer is likely to serve her sentence. Pete Farmer, 45, served his time at the prison in Al Qanater, which he says is rife with violence and disease. Up to 30 people are crammed into each tiny cell, he said, and are forced to share a single shower while the toilet is just a hole in the ground. Pete Farmer, 45, has revealed the conditions inside Al Qanater jail in Egypt, where he believes fellow Briton Laura Plummer will be sent after she was jailed for smuggling painkillers. Pictured left is Mr. Farmer's overcrowded cell, while right is the shower the men shared. He says disease was rife, with up to 30 people crammed into each cell sharing a single shower and toilet, which was little more than a hole in the ground. Mr. Farmer was locked up for 2 years for robbery when he says he accidentally picked up the wrong bag in a pub. The DJ, who had worked in Sharm el-Sheikh for 11 years, was released in November. Photographs he took on a smuggled phone show the cramped cells, dirty toilets and the tiny window. Fellow British tourist Laura Plummer, 33, was jailed for 3 years on Boxing Day for smuggling 290 tramadol tablets into Egypt. She is currently in Qana prison, but Pete said all foreign female prisoners serving sentences similar to hers are transferred to Al Qanater prison, where he stayed. Speaking from where he is staying with family, Pete said, "No one deserves that sort of punishment. I'm a man and I just got through my sentence. For her as a woman, my heart bleeds for her. The conditions are absolutely horrendous. Disease is rife, there are cockroaches and lice and bedbugs, it is very, very violent. I can recall being in a line and seeing people being beaten and burned on their private parts with cattle prods. In my cell there were 4 sets of bunk beds, each 3 levels high, so that's 12 people, with another 15 to 18 on the floor." Mr. Farmer was jailed for 2 years for theft, claiming he picked up the wrong bag in a club where he was DJing by mistake. He said the food was fly-infested, and left out all day in the sun. During his time inside he dropped about a stone and Waitha prison was in a bad state of disrepair, he said, left while the cell had only a single small window giving contact with the outside world. Egypt is a beautiful country, but it is the levels of corruption which are disgusting. Pete moved out to Egypt in 2004 to work as a club DJ, and also ran a radio station and record label. He was on a night off in November 2015 when he claims a drawstring bag, identical to one he and thousands of tourists had out there, was placed at his feet. Mistaking it for his own, he picked it up and headed home, but was awoken by the police knocking on his door, he said. They accused him of robbery, and after checking the bag he realized his mistake and handed it back. But police took him to the station, charged him with the crime, and after around 3 months he was found guilty and sentenced to 2 years in prison. Photos show the horrific conditions he endured, with beds stacked high to the ceiling and filthy rags draped from the railings offering the only privacy. Another photo shows a homemade lamp he made using a Pringles tube and cup hooked up to a bare wire, and the flip-flops he wore for 2 years. The shower in his room was shared by up to 30 people and the toilet was a hole in the floor. He lived off food brought in by visitors, rather than eating the fly-ridden prison food served from 3 communal barrels, he said, were left in the sun all day. Pete got through his ordeal by reading endless books circulated among inmates, and writing to the 2 other British inmates, in letters delivered by the prison pastor. Left is a light that Mr. Farmer constructed out of a Pringles can, while right he is pictured on his bunk inside jail. Miss Plummer has been sentenced to 3 years for smuggling tramadol tablets, which are legal in the UK but banned in Egypt, into the country in her suitcase. He was not allowed to make any phone calls or send or receive any outside letters, and was only allowed to have visitors every 2 weeks. Our cell was opened between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., he recalled. But the women's cells are not opened for that length of time. The whole experience really took its toll on my health. I lost about a stone and I lost teeth, suffered gum disease and chest problems. I witnessed regular beatings. I never saw rapes, but I heard one man being raped. Violence is rife and there are a lot of razor blades which are used to slash people's faces. It was absolutely horrendous. Pete was released on November 9th and flew back 4 days later, refusing to believe he was really free until his flight took off. It was only when all the wheels were off the ground I really believed I would be okay, he said. He claims police emptied his bank account of £2,000 while he was locked up and took all his belongings, apart from his beloved hard drive containing all his music, which a friend rescued. He said he has been supporting the family of Laura Plummer by telling them what she can expect, and offering advice. He said she is likely to end up in the same prison, because it has a women's wing and houses most foreign inmates. I've told them my experience, good and bad. He said, I've been through it and I'm really worried about her. Unfortunately, Egypt is a man's world and women get treated like rubbish, no place more than in prison.